the drill, this the real thing. I do what the feelings, yeah. Made my blueprint, so my life got no ceilings. I create the energy that they keep stealing, yeah. Detroit legend, microphone legend, yeah. Shine a legend, my bro is John Legend, yeah. All this sunshine, it's still raining blessings. Straight out the Maybach, I'm just fresher than my reverend, yeah. Oh my God, you watch your socks, me and all my inner circle, we keep thinking out the box, dog. When life go too hard on you, you gon' go legend and not me. I got no other
We say A from Toronto for this one from north of the border. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the motto in Canada is We the North. There's only one direction the Raptors are going right now, and that is up.
Ed, I heard it all. Hustle over hype. Built for Brock. North over everything. It doesn't matter what the battle cry is. This team is ready.
There's a great thing going on right now here in Ontario. Won by the Toronto Raptors. Lowry to Van Vliet. Leonard. That's the start they were looking for just as the fans were getting seated.
And I love that aggression. Stylistically, you have to come out and dictate the tempo of the ball game. Don't ease your way into it. Keep your foot on the gas.
Rose into the front court. They're down 3. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Another shot stays out. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
For the Raptors right now, it's twofold. Not just winning with Kawhi, but trying to keep Kawhi.
I think Toronto has to look at this as a one-year lease. You have to get as much out of Kawhi as you can. The goal is to win a championship, and the goal is to win one now.
To Van Vliet. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Rose into the front court. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Pascal Siakam rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Fires the 3, and the rebound taken by Griffin. Kennard. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Wide open look won't go.
Woo, I'm telling you right now, he will not get a better look than that right there the rest of the night.
Leonard goes to the left side. Lowry, his first effort, off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Rose into the front court. 5-point game. Marc Gasol sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
So Lowry. Pass stolen by Detroit. Kyle Lowry pins it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Luke Kennard. Here's a chance from long range. Van Vliet denied. Have to like the defense. Kennard. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Fred Van Vliet, a bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Marc Gasol sends it away. Screen coming. Griffin. Nice pass to set things up.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Rose into the front court. Down 5. To Luke Kennard. Kyle Lowry. Huge block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Rose into the front court. They trail by 7. Kyle Lowry with the block. Kyle Lowry with a piece.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Rose to Jackson. Knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. To Powell. Lowry. Trying to cash in. He's looking for that touch.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Derrick Rose. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Lowry with it. Up by 3. Pascal Siakam to Gasol. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Jay, how do you even begin to try and describe the whirlwind that is the Toronto Raptors?
Well, you start with the positive. Last year was the first time in franchise history they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And here we are. This team still having a chance to win the Eastern Conference again.
Pistons have it. Kyle knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Rosie's shot no good.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Pascal Siakam, deep right corner. Here's Leonard for 2. Can't connect.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
And draws contact. So, it's Griffin going to the line for 2. Blake Griffin has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 68%. 2 for 2 on that trip. Leonard to Lowry. Pass stolen by Detroit. Griffin to Rose.
Screen coming up.
Kawhi Leonard swats it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Pistons ball here. Pascal Siakam tips it. Lynn with it. Up 6 to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's now 5 for 6.
Keep working him out, boy. You can't guard
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Rose into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
This game is so mental. Trust me. Some nights you get poor effort defensively, you can't make any shots, then you see the ball go in, boom, switch turned on.
The pass set it all up.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Jackson with it. Margins 8. Here comes the screen. Reggie Jackson, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Lowry into the front court. Up by 6. Fires the 3. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Jackson with it. His team down 9. Nothing going here on that drive. The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Kyle Lowry with the rock. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Lead stands at 7. To Lynn. Lowry against the former MVP. Pascal Siakam. Download this all. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
Jeremy Lin able to recover with the block. Reggie Jackson. He's now 4 for 6.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Leonard gets it in the left corner. To Powell. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Pascal Siakam. Kyle Lowry rejects it. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Straight down the middle, 4-2.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Leonard to Powell. For 3. Cleans it up. Has a look. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Griffin. And he finishes at the rim.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Deep left corner. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
I got ball.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Driving right to the basket. From the outside, no good. Lowry into the front court. Leads 5. Nice finish at the rim.
Probably option 3 right there in the court, but every player is a threat. No excuse for that easy bucket.
Leonard to Powell. Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Kyle Lowry sends it away. Out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Leonard to Powell. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
The free throw good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. 4-3. His first quarter struggles from deep continue. It's no good. With the step back. That misses with a second to go. That's it for the first quarter. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. Rose to Drummond. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
And finishes strong.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
The drive, right to the basket. Marc Gasol pins it. That's his third block this evening. Leonard.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Lowry is good.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Fred VanVleet to Leonard. To VanVleet. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Lays it up and in.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
From long range. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
Oh, you guarding me? Please give me the ball. Please give me the ball.
Short jumper stays out. To Leonard. Pascal Siakam. Shot from the lane won't go. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Oh, I missed a short one there. Lowry with it. Down a point. Strong finish at the rim for Marc Gasol.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Pass stolen by Detroit. And count the basket inside.
That transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot. He hits.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
It's Detroit's ball. Rose on the drive, but it won't go down. Lowry into the front court. 2-point advantage. Curling inside, Lowry. To Leonard. Fires the three. That's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. He'll run the offense. Here's a chance from long range. The rebound's taken by Detroit. To Luke Kennard. Knocked loose. Drummond. Add 2 points to the board.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Jose Calderon, couple of free throws on the way. A career 87% from the line. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Lowry into the front court. Down by 1. To Ibaka. Lowry. 5 to shoot for Toronto. And the basket good at the rim.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Luke Kennard. Fires the 3. Rebound taken by Toronto. Lowry. To Ibaka. Leonard. To Lowry. Goes to the right side. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. Over to the right side. To Leonard. Goes to the left side. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Short jumper off the mark. Has a chance. Calderon, not that time. And the finish at the rim.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 33, Mark Gasol. Into the game for the Pistons. Number 1, Reggie Jackson.
Kennard. To Reggie Jackson.
Screen coming left, screen coming.
Drives, but his shot won't go down. To Ibaka. Mark Gasol. He's now 5 for 6.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Pistons have it. Calderon, not that time. Fred VanVleet to Lowry. And counted at the rim.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Substitution being made in this one.
Number 43, Pascal Siakam.
Calderon, not that time. Ibaka. Lets it fly from long range, working hard on the glass. To Leonard. How you've practiced leads to that. Nice pump fake.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To Jackson. To Drummond. Throws it down.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Pascal Siakam. To Gasol. Leonard. To Ibaka. Driving right to the basket. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Pistons ball here. Jackson to Luke Kennard. Runners good there.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Reggie Jackson.
Lowry with it. His team up by 7. To Ibaka. For 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Lowry. Ibaka. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Serge Ibaka sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Pascal Siakam. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
Jackson to Griffin. Pascal Siakam. Huge block. Lowry
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
beyond the arc for three. Van Vliet denied. Have to like the defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Trying to cash in. Griffin's shot off the mark. That is great vision to set it up. Leonard. Jackson with it. They find themselves down 10. Off the assist.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Short jumper won't go down. The possession in favor of Detroit. To Griffin. Kyle Lowry with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard to Van Vliet. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Has a look. Collected by Drummond. Kennard. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Pistons retain possession. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Jackson.
Entering the game for the Pistons, number 25.
Turns, hops, and finishes. The abuse at the rim for Blake Griffin. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Deep left corner. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Toronto has the basketball. Pass stolen by Detroit. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marc Gasol. Corner 3 at the buzzer. The quarter comes to an end. The Raptors have the lead.
The Raptors will start the second half with a narrow lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons.
Game time. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
Lowry has been a defensive force in this matchup. If he's not stealing the ball, he's swatting it. And that combination has made for an incredible half.
ice cold.
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half.
Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Rose into the front court. The deficit is 6. Marc Gasol with a piece. Fourth this contest.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Fred VanVleet. Oh, he had him there for a second. The drive, right to the basket. He wants it at the rim and scores.
And it's so deflating for the defense when you pick up right exactly where you left off at halftime. That's the kind of energy you need.
Here comes the screen. Rose. That pass taken away by Toronto. To Lowry. 4-3. Still can't buy one from distance. It's no good. To Drummond. Kyle Lowry snatching it out of the air. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. To the rim. Flushes down the slam.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball 101. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Rose into the front court. His guys trail by...
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To Lowry. Fred VanVleet. From long range. And he's yet to hit one from deep. It's no good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Leonard to Lowry. Gets it in the right corner. Gets a look. Can't hit. Rose into the front court. Trailing by 10. Griffin to Luke Kennard. Scores from the post.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Toronto with the basketball. Probing the defense. Leonard. Falls out of bounds. Last touch by Luke Kennard. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Rose into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Luke Kennard. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots each and every one of them.
First try, no good. No good. Missed them both. Lowry to VanVleet. Going to launch beyond the arc. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. It's Detroit's ball. Rose to Luke Kennard. Second effort. Kyle Lowry swats it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Fred VanVleet to Leonard. Has a chance. Pistons clear the board. Griffin knocked loose. Taken by the Raptors. Andre Drummond tips it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Marc Gasol able to recover with the block. Ooh, 5 now. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes.
Number 27, Zaza Pachulia. Into the game for the Raptors. Number 9, Serge Ibaka.
Easy path to the rim.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
The shot almost. Kennard gets to the basket and scores.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
It's the Raptors with the basketball to Gasol. Here comes the screen. Sizing up the defense. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. Second effort. Another follow, still no good. Another follow, no good. Backcourt violation is called.
For Toronto.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Number 0, Andre Drummond. Into the game for Toronto. Number 17,
Kennard to Griffin. Can't connect from in close. The big fella, Andre Drummond. With that, he's 5 for 9.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
To Jeremy Lin. To Lowry. Lin. Rebound pulled in by the Pistons.
Hey, switch, I got him.
Griffin knocks it down from mid-range. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
Pascal Siakam. Oh, had him going there for a second. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard. Won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Knocked loose. Raptors come away with it. Here comes the screen. Lowry picked up by Derrick Rose. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Lowry converts the three-point play as the Raptors able to extend their lead. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Lowry has the basketball.
I got ball.
Takes stock of the floor. Driving right to the basket. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
To Drummond. It's good. That's the guy you want to leave open.
Confidence is such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Even if your perceived abilities prohibit it, you've got to be you.
Here's Leonard for two. And 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
To Drummond. To the basket goes Jackson, but a shot won't fall. Five to shoot for Toronto. Short jumper stays out. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Team foul number 2 for the Pistons.
Markieff Morris at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 77% at the line. Knocks down the second after missing the first.
Get it, shoot it again.
Stepping in for the Detroit Pistons, number 27, Zaza Pachulia.
Toronto has the basketball. Kawhi Leonard here against Morris. Fires the 3. Rebound Drummond. The rebound's corralled by the Raptors. Great look and vision. To Lynn. Kawhi Leonard. Deep 2 there, won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Lynn with it. It's an 8-point lead. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Leonard.
That's his first personal foul. Team.
Kawhi Leonard is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 84% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Second of 3, off the mark.
Number 33, Gasol. And number 7, Kyle Lowry. 2 minutes.
Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
On the shot clock to Jeremy Lin. Ibaka. Lowry. No good. That's great defense.
His scoring has definitely cooled off, but you have to give the defense some credit. They're denying him the ball and really making him work once he catches it.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Lin with it. Lead stands at 7. 5 to shoot for Toronto. Here's Leonard for 2. Drummond snares the rebound. Kyle Lowry rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Ball's tied up. Neither player wants to give it up. New blood coming in for both sides.
Number 17, Holy Snap. Subbing in.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors.
Here we go.
Over to the right side. Lowry to Gasol. Andre Drummond sends it away. Jackson with it. The margin standing now at 7. Cruises inside for 2.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Jeremy Lin. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2. Deep 3 at the... Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
Three quarters down. The Raptors in front. Raptors ball as we get going here in the fourth. They had the lead coming out of halftime. They were able to extend that lead in the third quarter.
A lot of fans and players get consumed with the big plays, but the coaches love seeing their teams continuing to do the little things. That's how you increase the lead.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Marc Gasol pins it. Make that 7. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Luke Kennard trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's struggled so far. Free throw up and good as he finishes off the three-point play. The lead is down to 6. Toronto with the basketball. Gets it in the right corner. That'll get out off the Raptors. Serge Ibaka sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Lin to Gasol. Oh, he had him there for a second. Scores from the post.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Reggie Jackson. Now a steal as the Raptors have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Kennard. Marc Gasol. Huge block. 8 now.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. Zaza Pachulia with the block. And he stepped out of bounds, turns the ball over. Changes coming from both sides right now. Rose into the front court. The deficit is 6. To Luke Kennard. Nothing going here on that drive. Rose on the drive, but it won't go down.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
To Van Vliet. Short jumper off the mark. Rose. To Luke Kennard. Marc Gasol with a piece. 9 blocks.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
To Gasol. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Marc Gasol snatching it out of the air. Been a brick wall. 10 blocks on the night.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Fires the 3. Not done yet. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Lets it fly from long range. Off the mark. No good. Kennard to Rose. Goes to the right side. He connects. Had all the time in the world. Too easy.
Look, I get it. I've been one of the players who have had these mishaps happen to defensively. There is no worse feeling than the next day in film session watching yourself roam on the island by yourself. Somebody in this particular moment needs to tell you to get your head out of you-know-what to get back in the game.
Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. To Ibaka. For 3. Serge Ibaka. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Rose. Surveys the floor. To Luke Kennard. Rose. The rebound comes down to Toronto. To Van Vliet. Count it.
I don't really care that Fred VanVleet finished 3rd in the voting for 6th Man of the Year. You know what I care about? That he was a draft snub. That 3 seasons ago, he was undrafted and nobody wanted him. After that, he spent time on the Raptors D-League team to being a guy that sits on their bench to all of a sudden being one of the best players on their squad. That's a story, that's a narrative we need to focus on.
Beyond the arc for 3. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Kennard.
Oh, yes, me and you.
To Ibaka. 4-3. Ibaka bothered just enough on that one.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Always tough against this guy. Serge Ibaka, good closeout, still hits.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Detroit.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Leonard. Rebound taken down by the Pistons. Cashes in for two.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard. The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Rose into the front court. The deficit now up to a dozen. The drive, right, the crossover, gets inside, and the slam dunk.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Let's cut.
Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in. Pistons have it. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Lowry. From long range. Smothering D.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
To Rose. Marc Gasol swats it. Make that 11.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Leonard to Lowry. Leonard. He engulfed him that time.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Leonard. Lowry. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Tough shot. Well defended. Kyle Lowry. Tips it. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Rose. They love this hustle. To Lowry. Fred VanVleet, deep right corner. Short jumper misses. Jackson with it. His guy's down 11. And he throws it down. Nuclear from Blake Griffin.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Blake Griffin able to recover with the block. Rose into the front court. His guy's down by 9. Goes reverse to lay it in.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Count with the bucket for 2.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Rose into the front court. His team down 9. Turns, hops, and finishes. The abuse at the rim for Blake Griffin.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Rose into the front court. 9-point margin. Jackson to Rose. Griffin. Down to 5 on the 24. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Pascal Siakam rejects it. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every.
First one. And he makes them both. Lowry into the front court. The lead stands at 9. There's the whistle and an intentional foul. Just their first in the final 2 minutes, so no free throws yet. They'll take the ball out of bounds.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning the timeout.
And there's the foul. Going to play this one out, even though it seems all but over in a 9-point game.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Pascal Siakam sends it away. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Derrick Rose at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. A shot at the buzzer. It's the Raptors with the victory as they take care of business at home. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been...
The Raptors finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. And how could I not mention all the shots they blocked in this one? You can see the confidence grow with each one, and it really fed into their success as a team. It was a pretty standout way to win. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss. When a team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Lowry could not have been better defensively. The way he blocked shots and stole the ball today is what makes for an all-NBA defensive first-team player.
ice cold.
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Toronto Raptors. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
I beg man, shut up. Let me see you, darling. My lie, 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 like. My lie, 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 like. My lie, 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 like. I love the weekend, girls up. Let me see you, darling. I love the weekend, girls up. Now bet you can. I love the weekend, girls up. Let me see you, darling. I love the weekend, girls up. Now bet you can. My mommy said I could be anybody. I said I want more money than no money. Break bread with that guy who made the Bugatti. Lifestyle is get money, bun everybody. Bang ting wife, go money to something. Bang bang. One who understands why I'm always